And in this next fight, we got the Ultimate Fighter finale. Ryan Loder taking on Robert Valentine. And Robert Valentine, I mean, this guy fights like he's shot out of a cannon. He usually gets quick finishes in his victories, and he's a beast when he can get top position. His grappling is on point. He has good ground and pound, transitions well, really good submission game. He's long, he's rangy, and he kind of sends it when he attempts submissions or explodes or strikes. He's super, super aggressive, and his striking is awkward. His defense isn't good, but when he lands, he can change fights with one shot. And on the Ultimate Fighter, he has 2 wins. He finished both those fights in the first round. He got a slick elbow knockout in his first fight. It was really a quick finish in that one, and then he got a nice submission in the second fight. And one of those, Valentine's kind of one of those fighters where he's super athletic, he's long, rangy, and just violent. He isn't maybe the most technically sound striker. You might be able to take him down, but he's going to keep pushing forward, and when he sees the opening, he'll take you out. Obviously, he can catch fighters early and finish too, as he's shown in the Ultimate Fighter house, and he has a long reach. He explodes in with these big jabs, straights, uppercuts, and throws a lot of front kicks, head kicks. Defensively, he is hittable, but he takes damage and keeps fighting. In his last fight, he got rocked badly multiple times early and just kind of weathered that storm. He definitely needs to shore up his defense, though, as he goes up in the rankings. And this fight, it could be difficult in the stand-up because Loder's a guy that's a good mover, has good counters, and I don't think Loder has much power. But if Valentine doesn't respect him, he could just walk forward and, Loder could land one of these check hooks or rear crosses and hurt Valentine. But I do think that Valentine does need to, even though I just said if he doesn't respect him, he could get knocked out. I think he needs to show a lack of respect somewhat, because I think Loder likes to fight pretty fights, and Valentine needs to just close that gap, not get fear of getting taken down or getting clipped, and just try to make it a brawl. And I think if he does that, it'll open up him potentially getting a submission or getting a knockout. And Valentine, though, he's at his best on the ground. He's really aggressive with his transitions. Like I said, slick submissions. He pushes a high pace when he's on top. And even if he's taken down, I have seen him get controlled, but he's good at, eventually scrambling the top position and then going to work. And I feel like he's going to welcome Loder taking him down. He just needs to be worried about if Loder can kind of get in that wrestling right position and just wear the timeout. That could potentially be a path to victory for Loder. And you look at Valentine, he's one of these guys that he's only 1-3 in fights that have gone to the third round. So he's not necessarily the best at winning decisions or winning fights that go that late. But Ryan Loder, former college wrestler, he's a good athlete. He was a 4-time NCAA qualifier, and he stayed around the sport. I think he is currently an assistant coach for San Francisco State, and 6-1 in MMA. His one loss was a A1 title or A1 combat title fight, and he also got 2 wins on Tough. So really, he's 8-1, and you look at Valentine, he's 12-3. But Loder, he's mobile. He uses that long, narrow stance, and he likes to throw a lot of kicks on the outside, and then he'll try to throw the check hook or the straight right hand, pull 2 overhand. He doesn't have the best hands, I don't think, and I feel like if you can get on the inside on him, he floats his chin. He doesn't seem the most comfortable there, but if he can keep it on the outside and kind of just pick at Valentine or catch him as he's coming in, he's going to have success. But Loder, I haven't seen him really blend his wrestling that well in MMA yet. He's a fighter where usually when he goes to take you down, it's going to have to be when he can push you against the fence. When he can get the clinch, he's good with the body locks or chaining together and eventually going down to the legs and taking you down. But he's not necessarily the best at timing shots in the open mat, which I think could be an issue in this fight. But like I said, if Loder gets on top and kind of get that mat return game going, I think that's how he's going to win. His cardio is pretty good. And his last fight, he took over in the third round in a 1-1 fight to get to these finals. So I feel like I'm slightly leaning with Robert Valentine, but I don't have a super confident prediction. I feel like skills-wise, Loder's a little better, but ultimately Valentine's violent tendencies, his athleticism will will the win for him. Loder's going to be more technical on the feet, and I would try to use that check hook right hand, try not to get backed against the fence, and then wrestle when Valentine gets close. But I think Loder doesn't have much power, and Valentine is reckless. I feel like Loder likes pretty fights. He carries his hands low. I think Valentine's going to blitz in, either get that club and sub or force a bad shot out of Loder and then eventually create a scramble and submit him. And I'll say a second round submission win for Robert Valentine wins him this Ultimate Fighter Championship.